Good morning and welcome to Radio Friends on Wednesday, January the 1st, 2020.
Indeed.
Good to have you here, Lois Long.
Thank you.
Yesterday we had Hank Waters on and we were reminiscing about 2019. Today we start with you on a different tone, dealing with Alzheimer's. And you have important information that you want to talk about.
Well, this time of year, we may say that Christmas is over, but it's not.
No.
For a person with memory loss and the caregiver, which is what my focus is these days, I think we need to realize what an uneven schedule, what disruptions that families visiting and young people, children being in the home when the person with dementia, whether it's Alzheimer's or Parkinson's or whatever kind of memory loss, it's very disruptive and they have difficulty integrating all these new things and these new people. Mm-hmm. The caregiver cannot plan everything to make everything go smoothly, and the guests need to be able to support that caregiver by not overloading the caregiver and the person with dementia.
Yeah.
And I think scheduling those visits. But around Christmas time, we tell a lot of stories. And as the new year comes, we are remembering those things. And the neat thing about persons with dementia is they remember maybe their childhood and memories from long ago much more readily than they do what maybe their grandson who just popped in, who he is.
Yeah.
And so letting the person with dementia tell their story and having people listen to them.
Even if they've told that story over and over again.
Right. But I used to use an object to get my dad started. He had been able to remember what it was like as a farmer to shuck corn in Iowa, by hand. Mm-hmm. So I had his shucking peg, and I would take it, and I'd just get him started talking about what he did then.
And it would spark his memory with
And he would talk about what that was like and the funny things that happened, because we do remember humorous things, which is nice, and to support again, that team, that caregiver and the person with memory loss, is to bring things to the occasion or to the visit, perhaps. Of course, some of the folks with dementia are needing 24-hour care, and they may be in a care facility. But almost always you can have a quiet room where family can come and visit and there's only 2 or 3 people. And I guess that would be one of the tips, as I'd like to share for the holidays, is create an environment where the person does not feel the pressure of too much going on. Mm-hmm. And remember things from the past. Don't just whatever's happening now and what you got for Christmas or that kind of thing.
And we don't know exactly what that person is thinking.
Right.
We don't know exactly what they're feeling deep inside. They may not be able to show the emotion outwardly of what they're feeling inside.
One thing that works with that, though, Paul, is singing. I know Christmas carols that I sang years ago are still familiar, and I think persons who are able to appreciate it, whether you just see their eyes moving and you know that it's connecting. Dementia is an organic problem with the brain. The tissue is dying, and there's not something to fix it, though research is working hard. And so we need to acknowledge what's really happening, but not dwell on it.
I understand that. And when we talk about dementia, there's a big umbrella that it falls under. Correct? All dementia is not the same.
Right. And like you and I are not the same, it doesn't matter even if we grew up in the same family. We are not going to understand, as you've said, where that person may be at any given moment.
How do we know if someone is actually being affected by dementia, or if we're just getting older and we forget things?
Well, it takes perhaps a medical diagnosis, but most families realize that Dad can't do what he used to do, he can't remember, or it's not safe, and we've talked about those things. But I think looking at the new year, it would be good to focus on what we have hope in. May I share a poem?
You may. In fact, all the poems that you come here with, people are touched by.
I entitled this, Where is Hope?
Okay.
In the Christ child, in the innocent and powerless, where a heart knows love, where there is forgiveness without judgment. In the olive branch, in the beak of a dove, where silence speaks to power, where truth breaks into darkness. Where is hope? In communion with all creation, in enough food for all, where sharing heals brokenness, where healing gives hope. In observing the seasons, in the cycle of life, where new life is given, where age sees fulfillment. In soft whispers, in meditation, where the heart hears, where the mind sees, in loving kindness, in gentleness of spirit, where all stand in awe, where praise and prayer meet.
That's beautiful. It's called Where is Hope? Mm-hmm. Where is Hope? Hope is with love. I think that's a good way to put it, too. That's a beautiful poem, Lois.
Well, thanks for letting me share.
Oh, you're more than welcome. I'm sure we'll get some requests for a copy of that, so be sure you leave it.
All right.
Leave it here, okay?
I'll do.
If people want more information about how they can help or how they can receive some help in dealing with people with Alzheimer's or any type of dementia, where do they go?
I would suggest the internet if that's easy. alz.org is a source that links you to many resources, and the 800 number is 272-3900.
Okay, Google it. Google it if you didn't get it. All right.
Alzheimer's Association.
You can get everything with Google, but you go online and Google Alzheimer's. Lois Long, thank you so much for sharing today with us. I wish you a very happy 2020 and many years to come.
You too. Thank you.
All right, and please come back again. Tomorrow, Todd Davidson will be here from the Maples Rep Theater. Have yourself a nice day and Happy New Year 2020.